How you guys doing? In this video, I'm going to go over the number one question I get asked by every single guy, and pretty much all of you have asked me this question at some point. And that question is, what do I say? What do I say to build more attraction, to build more rapport, to just generally be a better seducer? And that's a great question because there's a million things that you could say in a million different combinations. But I've got a little stack that's very basic that's going to help you out, putting some things together, whether it's cold approach, whether it's a warm approach, whether you're on a date. You can use these questions, statements, things to say in all three of those areas. It'll help you out, okay? But it's only going to help you out if you're grounded, you're present, there's some stillness inside of you, you have embodiment, and you're not freaking out in the situation that you're in, whether it's cold approach, warm approach, or dating. So, if you're not those things, this is not going to work for you. And you guys that watch all these pickup artists online, and you go out and try to emulate them, it doesn't work for you because you're not them. You're being inauthentic. Also, you don't have a level of groundedness or awareness to read social cues like some of those guys do. And there's very few that are actually good, but a couple are. And if you're going to go out and try to emulate this stuff, it's just not going to work. And you can go out and ask these questions or make these statements that I'm going to give you in this stack, and it's not going to work for you because you're not present, you're not aware of your body and yourself. And so people feel that off energy, and that's why it's not going to work for you. So you got to be somewhat in alignment with yourself to get some of this to work, okay? I'm going to create a hypothetical situation, but I'm going to read through what to say here so that you guys can follow along, write down what it is that I'm creating, and you can give it a shot for yourself. So the first thing that you want to say or ask or state is, I noticed your blank. That's so interesting and unique. So what I would say, here's a hypothetical situation. I might see a girl I find attractive. She has a bag from Japan, or it looks like it's from Japan. And I say, wow, I noticed your bag. I'm assuming that's from Japan. That's like really unique. Okay? It's the first part of our hypothetical here. She's probably going to respond, yes, it's from Japan. And then here's the next thing I'm going to say. What do you love most about blank? That's your second question. So I'm going to say, what do you love most about Japan? I've been there quite a bit. She's going to say, whatever. She loves Kyoto or Osaka or Mount Fuji, or she loves to go to Hokkaido, whatever. And then I'm going to follow it up with this. That reminds me of blank. And then what I'm going to do is fill in my experience. Well, that reminds me, when I was in Japan, I went to Aomori, and I saw this incredible paper mache float sculpture museum. It was really cool. I think you would like it too, because that's a pretty artistic bag. She's going to say what she says. And then here's the fourth thing I'm going to say to her. Have you ever found that blank? And you ask a question. Have you ever found that the Japanese culture is very regimented and very fun at the same time? I was curious of your opinion. So right there with these four questions that I just ran through, and I'll read them again so you guys can write them down if you forgot them. I noticed that your blank, that's very interesting or unique. The second question is, what do you love most about blank? That reminds me of blank. And then you follow it up with a relatable experience. And the fourth question or statement is, have you ever found that blank, and then you can ask a question. So what are we doing with that structure that I just gave you? Well, what I'm doing with her is I'm building a deep connection right away. I'm saying, hey, I'm just like you. And because we both have been to Japan, we are alike. We are safe. I am safe because I know the place that you've been, and we share this common knowledge now. That's what's going on in those questions. And what happens is her internal walls go down. She subconsciously starts to like me because I am relatable. I am trustworthy. We have some type of alignment here. And again, this only works if I'm grounded, if I'm present with her, and I'm embodied, and I'm still and calm inside, okay? That's the only way this is gonna work. But that's what we're doing with those questions. And through that, we're becoming more attractive, okay? We're building rapport with that question set. And we are becoming better seducers because we're learning now how to get people to like us, how to build connection, how to be seen as someone interesting and worthwhile. And then as this goes on, okay, this conversation goes on because you're going to build a lot of things to talk about out of that conversation, out of those questions. You're going to want to pay attention to mirroring her. You're not going to be doing exactly what she does, okay? You're going to be doing something just a hair off of what she does. Maybe she turns a little bit this way. Well, you could turn a little bit that way. But you're not going to turn the same amount. You might put your hand on your hip or something. You're not going to actually mirror her exactly. Don't ever do that, because that's when you become very creepy and weird. And you want to also keep track of her energetic signature. Is she turning away, getting cold? Is she opening back up to you? Is she standing and facing you? What is she doing? What does her energy feel like to you? You need to replicate that back to her. Is she, when she talks, is she using words that evoke feeling? Does she say, oh, I felt when I was in Japan like I was the safest woman in the world because there were so many police? And is she saying, I feel? Or is she saying, I saw all of this amazing stuff, I saw this, I saw that? Well, the way you talk to her should also be very similar. Yes, I felt that when I was in Japan, like it was just so clean and you know, it just felt like a wonderful, beautiful city. Versus if she's talking about seeing things, I would say, yes, I saw how clean it was. It was visually, there was no trash anywhere. It was just a really clean city. And, you know, it visually, you know, represented itself very well or something like that. That's, you know what I'm saying. So pay attention to what kind of language people are using when you get time to speak with them, and use similar words, right? Again, if people typically speak either saying, I felt this, or they're going to say, I saw these things. And so pay attention to which one they're using and mimic that back, okay? This is really good for your dates, guys, or your warm approaches. The other thing you want to do is pay attention to their blink rate, right? How much do they blink? Are they getting really stressed out when they blink? Do you feel like there's pressure building up and she's like blinking more? Is she kind of like turning like this? Well, if that's the case, back off a little bit, okay? You're putting too much pressure on her. Is the person is she turning away? Is she facing you? Does she have a closed off body language? Like all of this stuff is very nuanced and it doesn't always mean what everybody thinks it means. So pay attention to that stuff. But like on your dates, right? When you're sitting down with her, try to match her breathing. Try to match how much she's breathing. Can you get in sync with that? So you're going to have to pay attention to watching her breathe. And can you match her breath? Does it get slower than yours? And pay attention to that. Again, this is subconsciously syncing you two together, okay? What kind of tone does she use? Is she speaking fast, speaking slow? Does she have a sweet, warm tone? What's going on there? You need to match that, okay? So if she's like wild and excited because you're at some party, well, you got to match that, guys, until you have the opportunity to bring her down to where you want her to be. And you can do this with people, and I do it all the time. Somebody might be super wild when I meet them. Over time, I will bring them down to where I want them to be. Just through my energy, grounding, tone, pace of tone, all that stuff. And so this is another thing you need to pay attention to, okay? Especially on your dates when you have time with this person, okay? You're not necessarily going to be doing this on a cold approach. What kind of posture are they having? Are they like slumped over? Are they leaning to the side? Are they just like back, like really, confident? Pay attention to that. You want to mimic it a little bit, not exact, just a little bit, guys. And when it comes to, escalation, guys ask about this all the time too. We're always testing for escalation. And if you guys were a part of Kristen and I's attraction code or something like that? I can't remember what we called it. It's in the circle community, but if you weren't a part of it, you're probably not going to be able to get in there. But we talk about this escalation ladder. And escalation is very, very important to get someone to follow. But we want to escalate with micro escalation at first. You can escalate in a very bold way, but you better know what the hell you're doing or it's not going to work for you. I'm reading the situation. Sometimes I'll have a very bold escalation. Other times it'll be a very subtle escalation because I'm reading what's happening. And you got to be able to do the same. You can't just be bold escalation all the time. It's not going to work for you, okay? So what is a micro escalation? So you say like a sexual innuendo, right? And then you just hold your eye contact with her just a little bit longer than you normally do, like 1 second longer. Not a lot, just a little bit longer. You're watching that read on her, okay? See what's going on. And you can also signal physical touch without touching her. You could sit here, right? You could sit here. You could sit here and just like rub your arm like this while you're talking to her. She's going to be subconsciously recording what's happening right here. And by the time you go to touch her and be like, oh my God, that was so funny, she is most likely going to respond very positively to that because you're already suggesting it subconsciously because you're touching yourself. If you're really afraid to touch, don't do the creepy shoulder thing. You can just do a light touch on the arm, be like, oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about, like a little pat. And quickly pull back. Watch how she responds. If she doesn't freak out, she doesn't pull back, her body doesn't jolt, she's just right there with you, cool. You can escalate even more the next time. So the next time, maybe it's a firmer grip on the arm or up on her shoulder or something like that, okay? So yeah, you really want to start with this verbal kind of talk, this verbal intimacy, like where you're kind of getting close and knowing each other on a deeper level than just surface, right? This is kind of another little ladder that we're going to follow. So we got, verbal expression or kind of verbal vulnerability and intimacy between the two of you. You've been talking for a while at this point. Holding that prolonged eye contact is really important, okay? And being in close physical proximity of the person, very, very important, especially if you want to get to touching. And, those are a few things to keep in mind when it comes to climbing this ladder. So we kind of have that ladder of questions that I gave you guys. I noticed that your blank, that's something interesting or unique. What do you love most about blank? That reward, or sorry, reward. I can't even read my own writing. That reminds me of blank, and then follow it up with relatable experience. And then, have you ever found that blank? Ask a question. Okay, so that's the first stack of things that we're saying. But this latter part, the kind of verbal intimacy, the eye contact, the physical proximity, and this is the key, guys, to create the deeper attraction. The brain hates open loops, hates them. You're going to leave when the energy is highest. Cold approach, you get in there, you're talking, you ask those questions, you might have touched, she's getting excited, you're getting excited. That's the moment. Hey, let me get your number. I got to get out of here because blah, 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 blah. Leaving on the high note. Same with your warm approach. Same with your date. If you really want to build this deep attraction. This date was amazing, right? You're saying this on the peak of your date. Like, I don't want this to stop. That's when you're saying, hey, I gotta go. Let me get your number if it's cold approach or warm approach. Hey, let's set up the next date because I'm really excited to see you again, but I really have to go take care of some work thing. Leaving on a high note. That leaves an open loop in that person's brain, and our brains do not like open loops. They want to close them. So that's how we're building the attraction component. All right, guys, a lot of stuff there, but if you break it down, you'll be able to use these things and build a lot more seductive prowess to yourself and building attraction and building rapport so that not so many of these women are slipping through your fingers. Hope it helped.